Canada's taxpayers ombudsman is investigating what seems to be a problem with the federal tax agency freezing and emptying accounts without warning. It's a problem that shut down a small business in St. John's last month. In early October, CBC News reported that fixed coffee and baking owner Jonathan House had to close one of his locations when, according to House, the Canada Revenue Agency, CRA, emptied his business's bank account without warning. The Office of the Federal Taxpayers Ombudsman, which aims to improve the CRA's accountability, read the story, and contacted the St. John's newsroom. What interested us in this is that we were getting complaints from people who were saying the CRA's frozen my bank account or they've taken these actions and they didn't give any notice to me, said Shara Prophet. Prophet said her office has received enough calls to identify this as a systemic issue and determine that this was something that had to be examined. Her office notified the Minister of National Revenue in February that it would be preparing a report. In particular, her office will be looking at whether the CRA is issuing notices before they take action, what those notices are and whether taxpayers are understanding them. The investigation is not expected to wrap up until sometime next year, but so far there is evidence of miscommunication between the public and the CRA, said Prophet. In House's case, he received a letter in the mail from the CRA alerting him that the agency was going to be garnishing his account. That letter arrived 2 days after they did it, he said. Von Hammond, Director of Provincial Affairs at the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, CFIB, is relieved to hear the taxpayers ombudsman is looking at the problem. That is something that we hear about a lot from our members, he said. Compounding the problem, said Hammond, are problems with the CRA's overall communication and accessibility. Each year, the CFIB gives the CRA call center a report card, focusing on the service provided to small businesses. This year's report gives the CRA an F for connecting to an agent callers got busy signals, repeated busy signals, or were outright disconnected, and a D- for accuracy of information provided. Hammond said that the best and perhaps only way for businesses to keep the CRA accountable is to set up a My Business account and communicate with them through the My Business messaging system, sending them notes about payments, changes or questions, and asking that they reply. The My Business account is the way that small business owners can protect themselves, he said, noting that the CRA can't be held accountable for what they say on the phone. Since CBC News first reported on the troubles with fixed coffee and the CRA, House said he's been contacted by numerous business owners saying the same thing happened to them, that they had set up payment plans for their debts and then, without warning, their accounts had been wiped clean. With their help, House said he was able to figure out that his payments had been misallocated, filed not toward his debt, but toward prepayments for future CRA dues, some as far away as June 30, 2018. The taxpayers ombudsman isn't surprised to hear that, either.